From golfing tips to some controversial risque content, Paige Spiranac's got plenty of tricks up her sleeves. But it looks like she's now dabbling into dating advice. Now, I don't know about you, but that seems pretty interesting to me. Okay, let's get something straight. It's always a good time to spread love, and Spiranac chose to do just that at the Masters, no less. That's right, the upcoming Masters tournament has got all the golf fans waiting eagerly.
The first tee at the Masters, not really like anywhere else in the game. What you see, what you feel, and certainly what you hear.
4, please. Tiger Woods now driving.
If you were expecting something more ornate, you'll be disappointed.
And with all the big names at the event, chances are fans would be waiting to strike up a conversation with one of these stars. Of course, that in itself seems like a pretty scary task, but Spiranac has their back. She has a step-by-step approach. Before the tournament starts on the 6th of April, if you happen to come across her TikTok, you'll know what I'm talking about. Spiranac was all about suggestions and tips on her social media. According to her, if you're looking to spark a conversation with a golf guy, then all you need to do is talk about the concession stand.
Relax.
I feel very relaxed.
Okay, so you wiggle once. You look at your target.
Okay.
Wiggle again. Square the hip. You're good to go.
Okay.
It's all on the hip.
Is that a good wiggle?
Oh yeah.
Wiggle.
Yep, I guess she thinks it's as simple as that. I bet you've heard all sorts of approaches people use to slide into someone's DMs, but this one definitely marks a first. Still not clear on what you're supposed to do? Well, like Spiranac, I got your back as well, and I'm gonna explain it all to you. Step 1, figure out whose DMs you're gonna be sliding in. Spoiler alert, it's probably gonna be a golf player or enthusiast, because, well, who else would know about the concession stands? Step 2, mention the low prices. According to Spiranac, everyone freaks out about this because the prices are so cheap. Well, I guess Spiranac loves a good sale. But hey, that really doesn't mean everyone else is gonna think that way as well. Okay, let's not get into criticism right now and move on to step 3. All right, this one might serve as a shocker for a lot of you. Paige thinks that the only rational thing to do next is to ask the golf guy what they'll be getting for $7. Now that's oddly specific, don't you think? I wonder if she's tried it out on anyone. Well, I can't be too sure about that, but hey, this isn't where it ends. There's a step 4 as well. You know, a backup. So if the concession talk doesn't work out, then you can always pivot to the championship dinner menu. That's right, just ask them what they would like to have there. And apparently that's enough to let the sparks fly. Now, of course, you don't have to agree with what the social media sensation had to say. And, well, you might not be surprised to know that a lot of other people share your opinion. Some commented on her video, saying that food stuff wasn't really something guys would be interested in talking about. Others just laughed it off, calling it a crazy suggestion. But hey, there must be a reason why the golf personality mentioned it. After all, she's got 1.4 million followers, and it's clear that she doesn't take her career lightly at all. So it's important to try and figure out what was going on in Spiranac's mind when she made the video. Well, the popular opinion is that with spring in bloom, love is in the air, and this seems to have presented a perfect opportunity for women to get hitched. That's right, while guys might be busy getting their golf on and focusing on the leaders board, Paige doesn't want the gals to miss out on this opportunity to make everlasting bonds, or even have a little bit of fun. But what about the women who've already got guys? Well, don't worry, Miss Spiranac thought about you as well. In fact, the video was actually directed at ladies whose guys like golf, but that's not the only thing she kept notice of. Paige was also kind enough to talk about the Masters and how they work. And I'll be honest here, the 411 she gave was actually very helpful. Spiranac talked about how the upcoming event was one of the 4 majors in golf. Yep, our friendly neighborhood golf girl made sure to mention it all. The Masters, the PGA Championships, the US Open, and of course, the Open. I guess this was a good enough way to introduce someone to the basics. After all, she doesn't want anyone to suffer from a lack of similar interests or conversation. It's clear that she's super excited about the upcoming event. In fact, she even captioned her video, "It's coming up so soon." So she just doesn't want anyone to be alone on this special occasion. But let's get down to business now. Is this advice worth following? Well, different golf journalists have weighed in on it, and they've given their verdict. Apparently, it's downright awful. Harsh? I know, but it is what it is. I gotta agree that her passion was amazing, and the way she delivered the advice, gotta give her some points for confidence. But using menu prices as a conversation starter? Well, I guess you don't need me to tell you that it's a bad idea. Granted, I'm no expert on relationships, but hey, this one's a given. And I bet there's gonna be a lot of things that you could talk about rather than just the cheap prices. The weather, the crowd, the sort of performance players are putting up, etc., etc. And well, if you're really looking forward to meeting a guy at the Masters, here's a suggestion. You could always slide into their DMs and talk about their opinion on the LIV versus PGA conflict. Now that's bound to make things interesting. After all, there's just so much to unpack there. It's bound to get everyone talking, and it's something that could be a wonderful conversation starter. But back to Paige. Now, what's so special about this menu that Paige mentioned in her video? Before we get to that, let me just tell you this. I'm not discouraging you from discussing menu prices as a conversation starter. And well, maybe that might be a funny story to share with the grandkids later on. Emphasis on maybe. But here's the thing. Chances are it's not gonna work as well as you might hope it would. So if you're using a $6 Chardonnay or even a $1.50 egg salad sandwich to get someone to talk to you, then I suggest, actually it's not just me, quite a lot of golf journalists, including Dave Hookstead from Outkick, agrees that you might need to step up your game. Of course, Paige might not have trouble starting a conversation with someone. She boringly could list all the ingredients to an egg salad sandwich, and half the people would still go out with her. But hey, that's Paige Spiranac for you. Coming back to the prices, most of the sandwiches are for only $3. And as for beverages, well, that's $5 maximum. And basically, all the items for breakfast combined wound up to $7.50. So, I guess the $7 Paige mentioned could really take you far. And while that might be true, it's still not a good enough conversation starter. I guess the golf personality herself is looking to find someone. And this makes me wonder if she's gonna be using this menu as a conversation starter. Oh well. Best of luck with that. With that being said, that's all for the terrible advice Paige Spiranac shared with her millions of fans.